All right, so today we're going to be diving into something pretty cool, learning to code and build websites, but with like a bit of a modern twist.
Yeah, using AI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, using generative AI. So, really understanding how the digital world works, but in a really like hands-on way.
And a fun way.
And a fun way, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're going to be focusing on two kind of contrasting but also complementary approaches here. One is reverse engineering and the other is scaffolding.
And both of those with AI.
Yeah, both infused with AI.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's start with reverse engineering.
Okay.
So imagine you've got a web page that's been like created by ChatGPT or something, right?
Right.
And you're basically putting on your detective hat.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, and you're going to like dissect it, right? You're going to take it apart.
Mm.
You're going to look at the HTML structure, the text, the images, the CSS, which is like the design blueprint, right?
Yeah.
And really try to understand like how it's all put together.
And the cool thing is you're not just looking at it. You can actually manipulate it and play with it using online editors.
Exactly. You can go in and like change a line of CSS that dictates the font color.
Right.
And instantly see that on the page.
Right.
And I think that's what's so cool about this is you get that like aha moment where the code is no longer just like this abstract thing.
It's tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the direct connection.
Like you're playing with the building blocks.
Yeah.
You're tweaking the text, you're swapping the colors, you're even figuring out how to put in your own images by like manipulating the code.
Right. And it's really getting down to the fundamental level of like how websites are constructed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that said, it can also feel a little bit like you're jumping in the deep end.
Yeah, it can be a lot.
Right.
Especially if you've never done anything like that before.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's where this idea of scaffolding comes in.
Right.
So with scaffolding, think of it this way. You're using AI, again, like ChatGPT, to kind of generate the initial structure.
Like the foundation.
The foundation of a web page.
Right.
Based on like a really simple request. So you might say to it like, create a simple web page about my favorite hobby.
Right.
And boom, you've got like a basic functional web page like right there in front of you.
Instant gratification.
Yeah, instant gratification.
It's great.
And I think that can be really encouraging for people.
Yeah, I think so too.
But you can't just like accept what the AI spits out, right?
Right, exactly.
Like you have to go in and explore the code and understand like how it all works.
It's like having a Lego castle pre-built.
Yeah.
But you don't know how the bricks fit together.
Exactly. You got to take it apart.
Right.
Figure out how it works.
Exactly.
And that's where the magic of combining these methods comes in.
Yes.
Right. So you can use AI to quickly generate that basic web page.
Your starting point.
Your starting point, your foundation. And then you put on your detective hat.
Right.
And you reverse engineer that AI-generated code.
Exactly. And you can really see like how it chose to structure the HTML.
Yeah.
How it styled it with the CSS.
And then from there, you can start to like customize it.
Right.
Expand on it and make it your own.
And the sources really emphasize like this synergistic approach, like use the AI to get that spark, that foundational structure.
And then you take over.
Exactly. You run with it.
So what's the payoff here for someone who's like going through this whole process, right?
Well, you're learning to code, obviously.
Yeah.
But you're also getting this foundational understanding of how the web works.
Right.
You're going to grasp these core concepts like HTML for structure, CSS for styling.
You're also developing like problem-solving skills.
Right.
As you're figuring out how to like, tweak things and customize your creation.
And I think another really cool thing is just the fun aspect of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like seeing your ideas
come to life,
on a web page.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And the sources talk about how much students enjoy, sharing their creations and experimenting with different designs and like building a community around this whole learning process.
It becomes less of a theoretical exercise and more of like a tangible, creative endeavor.
Exactly. It's really neat.
It's like you're not just consuming the internet anymore. You're like actively participating in building it.
Right.
Yeah. So as you're thinking about these AI-enhanced learning methods, think about how this like blend of creation and deconstruction can really like reshape how you learn to code.
And just how you approach understanding anything.
Anything complex.
Yeah.
Yeah. What new ways of like learning and mastering skills
could this unlock for you?
Yeah. It's pretty exciting stuff.
It is.
All right. Well, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.